What's up? It's Gregatron, and I'm about to turn 30 tomorrow. So I wanted to make a quick video because I did a video like this 10 years ago when I was turning 20. So I figured I'd do it again for turning 30. I learned a lot this past decade, a lot. I wrote down a couple things I learned, or I accomplished rather. Paid my car off. That's good. I recommend y'all pay your cars off. That's just common sense. I bought a house. Always buy a house instead of rent. You don't want to rent. You want the bank to own your house, not some landlord. That way, when you're done, it's your stuff. You ain't got to worry about no landlord, no nothing. All you got to worry about is property taxes. Then you can sell it or flip it or whatever, make a profit. So you always want to own some type of land. Even if it's just a trailer or something, you can always start small, then move up. Home gym is another one. Speaking of homes, always have some type of workout equipment inside your home. It doesn't have to be a big, massive gym in a big old basement or garage. But as long as you have some dumbbells and or some bands or something, you always want to stay healthy. I went skydiving twice. That was fun. I recommend that to everybody. I was about to say I don't care if you're fat or skinny or tall or short, but actually the one I went to, you had to be like a certain height and weight. Because if you were too tall or too fat, you couldn't fit in the harness, which kind of goes back to working out. But if you're in that equilibrium of size, definitely skydive. That was great. I got a little associate's degree in science, which really didn't do anything for me in the long run because my line of work, I'm really not using it. But it still looks good on your resume, right? So I recommend to young people, I would get a trade or become a police officer or a firefighter or a welder or a lineman, something like that. Unless you just have to go to college to be like a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, things like that, you've got to go to college. I get it, but a lot of stuff, like to be an electrician or a welder or a carpenter or a plumber or things of that nature, like a mechanic, you could do all that stuff outside of college. And I wish schools would push that, but that's a different video. Uh, at my job, I became a supervisor. That's cool. And the most important thing is probably overcoming anger. If you overcome anger, you really will be free. Like, nobody can move you, nobody can convince you, nobody can sway you or play you or any of that because you can just see through people like you have on x-ray glasses, right? So when I see an angry person, I can identify that's an angry person right there. I know not to judge that person because that's how I used to be, right? So the only way you can forgive people is just by understanding that they can't help themselves in the same way you can't help yourself. So you really want to forgive your parents first and foremost. And when you do that, you really don't have to forgive everybody who wronged you. But, everything starts in the home. So forgive your parents. That's a big one. But yeah, I'll be 30 tomorrow. And the 20s kind of flew by a little bit, you know. But I tell people you want to have your stuff together by the time you're 30, right? Because so many people, they just live the same lifestyle for 40, 50, 60 plus years, but that's not working. Yeah. Just be you. Be an individual. There's nothing wrong with that. And work hard. I'm so sick of lazy people. Doesn't make any sense. People younger and older than me, just lazy. Want to do the bare minimum. Pitiful. That's what I call it. Pathetic. Pretentious. Yeah, but again, back to the supervisor thing. I only became a supervisor because I worked hard. And I came to work early. And I didn't complain. And I grinded. And I busted butt all the time. I didn't take off work. Again, I didn't complain. I just did what needs to be done. You know, it's not hard. Just come to work early and work hard every day. And don't argue with the supervisors. You know, just do your job. It's called work. So that's why we're here, to work. It's not a big deal. I worked a lot of overtime this past decade, I guess. That's a good thing too. If you work a lot of overtime when you're younger, you won't have to work as much overtime when you get older, because you'll have some money behind you. Ooh, another thing, save your money. Save your money, especially if you work a job where you can get overtime. A lot of times I just pretend that the overtime doesn't exist. So let's say, not a round number, let's just say I make $1,000 on a normal check, just to give you a round number. Let's say the overtime I get $1,200. Well, I'll just pretend that extra $200 doesn't exist. So I'll just throw it in my savings. Throat is scratchy. But, I mean, pay your bills early. Don't pay it the day it's due. Pay it before it's due. Same thing when it comes to coming to work early. But, yeah, back to the overtime. I worked as much overtime as possible. And if I hadn't done that, I probably would have never bought my house. Which I probably still could have got it. But you want to stay ahead. You don't want to be behind. You know, you want to be able to treat yourself. Like, not long ago, I bought a bicycle, right? It's an electric bike. And then, should have drank some water before this video. But the summer before that, I bought a functional trainer, which goes back to fitness and workout equipment. So if you save your money and if you work hard and you don't complain, you will be able to treat yourself. Because I don't go on many trips. I used to go to concerts before COVID, but I don't spend money on myself a lot. But when I do, sometimes I like to treat myself to something nice, right? Don't let the opposite sex push you around, whether you're a man or a woman. Don't play that game. You know, be an alpha male, not a beta. I told this woman not long ago, because you know how women like to give you like a little love tap. Oh, stop, and like hit you on the arm or hit you on the shoulder. I'm telling them, stop doing that, because that's opening up the door for nothing good. Don't hit me, because you know I can't hit you. I'm too strong, right? You know, if there's any men out there, don't give women money. That doesn't lead to anything good either. If you're married to her, okay. If you're dating her, yeah, you can, take her out to Steak and Shake or, Wendy's, something not too expensive. But don't give the woman your whole paycheck. Don't do that. Because she's not going to marry you just because you do that, right? She's going to marry you for you, not for your pockets. But yeah, the 20s was I'm saying the 20s, it sounds weird. My 20s was an interesting decade. I learned a lot. And hopefully, I'll be even more wise in my 30s, and 40s, and 50s, and so on. Yeah. And like I said, just keep on working. If you work hard, nobody can stop you. Because I'm hated by some people who I work with, right? But like, it doesn't even bother me anymore because I know I work hard. And nobody can take hard work away from you. It's impossible. They can say whatever they want about you. People at work, I'm not on social media, but if you're on social media, people on social media will talk bad about you. You got some fake friends out there. You got family who might talk bad about you. But if you know you're working hard and you're just grinding and you're doing the right thing, it won't even affect you. Like, I welcome when people talk crap about me because I just treat it the same as if they're talking good about me. It's just the same thing. It's just crap talking. I'm trying to keep it clean. But yeah. I mean, drop the anger. Don't even let what people say affect you. Just say, okay, I understand. Or I'm sorry you feel that way. Now let's move on. You know who to stay away from, and you know who to be around. You don't have to be around everybody. Like for my birthday party this weekend, I called about 10 people or so. But you know not everybody's going to come, but I'm okay with that. As long as a couple show up, I'm good. I can have a private party that only myself attends, and I'm okay with that. That's right. So if you get anything from this video, it's 12 minutes. Gosh. Man. If you get anything from this video, buy a house, pay your car off, go to the gym, work hard, get some overtime, don't complain, and you'll be alright. And forgive. I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh, and make sure you go skydiving, man. Come on now, it's fun. I loved it. I could make a video about that in itself, but I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.